Hey guys, you're watching the one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build an Adventure Map. The last couple of episodes we've been working on the third sort of maze puzzly, hide and seeky, buttony levery type bit. I don't really know how to describe it. Today we're back at the Squid. I'm back inside the Squid because you guys want to see the redstone. You want me to show you how to do the redstone. We planned it out miniature, but you want to see the whole thing. And there is a little bit that we need to do inside here. Firstly, being grabbing some black wool to close up the inside of the mouth, because we don't want to see all of this area. We want to block up this mouth. It should still be... Let's slow ourselves down a bit as well. We're still pretty fast. We should still have enough lighting down there to be able to see plenty enough. We're going to have to move this chest here, which has our two levers, two redstone torches, sorry, and our lever. I might put that up into the main room, because what we're going to do is you need to parkour up here, don't we? This is what it now looks like inside, now that we've got the top on it, inside his mouth. You parkour up his teeth. We're going to go up here. We might change these out to some stairs. Oops. Some nice white quartz stairs. Going up this part. And then we're going to go around the corner. So we're going to want some full quartz blocks. And we need to get up to there is where we need to go. We need to actually get into here. Which shouldn't be that hard to do. Why is that all weird? Let's fix that one. Oh, it's because of that. There we go. Either way, it's fixed now. So we want to get up to here. So we're going to want to have a full quartz block there. No. We're going to put a... I'm going to put a piece of red wool there. I'm going to put a stair... I'm trying to give us as much room as we can. That shouldn't mess anything up, hopefully. Then a full block there. And then... This is where it gets tricky, because we've got to make sure that we have enough room to be able to dig through. That one. Slowly swap them back round again. Hit down here, onto the lamp. That lamp won't be there, I don't think. And then we can turn ourselves around here. Oh, we're on the wrong side. Ah, no. Can I get round here? Is that outside? No, that's not. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we're one block out. Is there anywhere that I can pinch a block? There is. Beautiful. Thank God I make the squid slightly bigger than I need to. Put those two there. Run these stairs up here. And then we can get all the way up. Okay, this can now be hidden up with red. We might put some redstone lamps or some glowstone or something like that in. People were correctly pointing out to me, don't change the texture of glowstone. Remember when I was saying when the goblin mostly, I said I wanted to change up the texture of glowstone so it sort of blended into the goblin a little bit better. The only problem with that is that we've used the same blocks for the what was it called, for the village, our medieval village, where we've got street lights there made out of the same block. And you're very, very correct. It's going to make it silly if we change it, because then everything else isn't going to match up correctly. Let's have a nice sort of design going up here. It gives us some nice spot to put some glowstone down on that block. I don't want it there. I think I'm going to do that one, and that one. See, that looks cool when you come up and down here now. There's a block, some blocks missing here. Yeah, beautiful. So, at the bottom, you come round, work your way out. We're plenty light enough. Does that need to be there? Yeah, it did. And then up round this way, I can't get through. Beautiful. Okay, that's good. And it's light enough here, up to the top where the parkour then starts. So that means we now need to move our chest. Yeah, we said we're going to have our chest up here. I think there, you can't really miss it there, can you? When you come up the stairs, you're going to see it. And then we want 2 torches and a lever. So we have our lever in the middle, our 2 torches on either side. You can't not see anything else there. You know, you can tell that they're all there. And then we need to wire this up. Now, we done it. I'm going to creep on the parkour. We wired this up to work where we need to. So, what do we have? We had... that goes to the door. That closes all that up. We've got the lever there and the 2 torches under. Yeah, that's how I had it then. So, at the moment, let's pretend that I should have grabbed that. This is the miniature version of what we need to do in a large scale. Our door is currently closed. We can't get up into this area. But to open it, we need to do the 2 levers and the 1 lever and 2 torches. Now we know the lever can go on here. That turns off 1 torch of the AND gate, but we need both torches off in order for the output to change. So to change this torch, we need to follow the AND gate back to what is another AND gate. And obviously, for the AND gate to be turned off, both of these torches need to be turned off. Therefore, we can put a torch underneath here to turn that one off, and underneath here, turn that one off. And boom, the door opens up. Because the AND gate is now turned off over here, allowing this redstone line to come on, turning this torch off. This torch is already off because we flick the lever, and then it's just the output. So what we need to do is increase the scale of this in order to do what we want it to do. Now, it shouldn't be that difficult. We've got 1 torch on there already, and 2 levers flicked already. They're dummies. They don't do nothing. But what we need to do is we need to put the torch on here, which is then going to change our output, which, as so happens, all we need to have is a piece of redstone here. Oh, no, not there. Not there, then. Okay, can I do a torch? I forgot that block would... Yeah, perfect. Okay, and then like that. So when the torch is not there, the redstone is on. But when we put the torch there, boop, the redstone turns off because it's inverting the torch above it. Exactly the same as what we had on the miniature version up above. So this and this need to both join up to an AND gate. Let's remove that torch because we want them both to be on at the time. So let's bust our way through here. Get rid of that. Put a torch there and a piece of redstone here. And we need these 2 to join up together. Now, I did leave a perfect, what should be a perfect 1 wide tunnel all the way through. In fact, if we put them on stone bricks, it might be worthwhile. We can see what redstone is on then, can't we? That's why I left this perfect little 1 wide block path through. Like that. Obviously, the redstone isn't going to be able to reach all the way, but that doesn't matter. We'll have to do some vertical AND gating. Oh, it does. They do actually reach all the way together. But what we need to have is a block. How am I going to get this? How am I going to force the room to make an AND gate? Because I can't bust through there, but I could bust through that one. That's giving us 1 block more room. That's giving us another block of room. Okay, and then that... It's not quite as simple as building exactly the same thing as what we did up above down here because of the limited area that we have. So, our AND gate, that one, and... that one. Oh, I can't do that one. That turns them off. In the middle here, we can have the redstone joined up. That makes nearly the AND gate. I need it to go in another direction. What other room do we have? I can go up here. That should be it. So now... when I turn off, I can even put a no, it'll be alright. When I put both redstone torches on, this redstone should light up. But if we only put one of them on, it shouldn't. If we've got it correct. So, there's one. It shouldn't be lit up. It is. Okay. That's a bad thing. What if I do the other one? What happens if I do the other one? Doop. Of course it would be. Okay, I need to think. I'll be back. Okay, I've got it. I've got it. I had to invert the signal on both sides again. It was very tricky on that side, especially. On this side, it wasn't so bad. When we put the torch there, it inverts this torch, turning the line off. But then I've added another one in here. So I've got another block with a torch on to invert the signal back before it gets to the AND gate. We want both of these torches on when everything is in its default state. When you first enter the challenge, we want both these torches to be on. If I put down, oh yeah, and then the output is on. Okay, at the moment, we can invert that later on. If I put a torch on here, as I said, it turns this off, turning this line on, turning the AND gate, one half of the AND gate off. But because the other one isn't off, the redstone line is still on. On this side, I had to do a little tiny little switch again. So through here, and then this is the second switch. So now if we put this one on here, it turns this line off, turning that one piece of redstone on, turning the other half of the AND gate off, meaning that the output is now stopped. Now to get up is going to be a little bit tricky because I don't know where exactly we can go. I can take that block out. That might be our saving block. That might be. So this now needs to get up to the top of where we can go. Now we should be able to do, I might be able to do, I can't, if I had a straight shot it would be so much easier. Okay, so that we only need to get up to here. So that one, okay, so we are now up. And when both if I take these torches away, that redstone line at the top should now be turned off again. On again, I think. Yeah, on. And it is. Beautiful, it's on. Okay, so now we need to go to the lever one, which it luckily isn't that complicated. Go behind here. And now you could do this with command blocks. In fact, doing it with command blocks would be super, super simple, but not quite as fun. Having just command blocks to do it all means that you guys watching this on your own consoles won't be able to do it, and you might want to have a puzzle like this. So we can come all the way up here and up onto this one. Now putting the staircase here shouldn't affect any of these levers. These levers are both turned on, so if they were affecting this redstone, we would have already known about it. The redstone would have been turned on by now. Ooh, can't go there. I might have to go there. I'm going to fill that one in. And then have the redstone come up here to there. Now we need to join up this line and this line up to an AND gate. So we can do the AND gate. I think right here is probably a really good spot for it. We shall have a torch and a torch here. Now by default, we want these ones to be on. Now at the moment, we need to invert this signal to make this torch be on. Very, 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 very easy to do. What we can do is we can remove those two blocks, put that one there, and put a torch there. That now means that this torch is on when there's no redstone torches on either of those blocks. Then from the other side, this redstone, this might not reach. We might need a repeater in somewhere here. I'm assuming, oh, we should move it over by one. Doop, doop. And doop. There we go. So let's flick the lever now down here to see how far the redstone reaches. I don't think it's going to reach all the way. Ooh, up we go. No, it doesn't quite reach all the way, but we should be able to just stick a repeater in anywhere around here. Repeater. Right there. That reaches the signal to the end, turning that torch off because the lever is on. Now from here, at the moment, this is our final AND gate, because we've already done the torch AND gate, which is this one here, and then this AND gate is the one that we just built here. So this should be able to just hook straight up and close up our door. So we should have that one, and our door is now closed. This can all be removed, our test from earlier. Get rid of all of that. And now all we have is our new redstone. Now, the door is closed, even though we've flicked... I need to get down there. Even though we've flicked one of the things, we've got the lever done. We haven't got the other 2 torches done. So, let's test it out. If I put a torch on here, nothing should happen. Good. But if I put a torch on here, the door opens up. Because all 3 things are now in place. If we flick the lever back... it'll close up again because all 3 of them need to be activated for it to have the desired output. If even one of them is incorrect, it won't do anything. Pretty simple. Once you sort of wrap your head around the AND gates, it's really not that hard. I'm sure a lot of you could follow along with that very, very easily. And if you're not a redstone genius or not even a redstone person, you don't have to be a genius. Hopefully I've done it in a way that makes it at least somewhat easier to understand. So let's take those off again because we don't want those visible. We've given away that you need to put the torches on these blocks because of the 1 redstone torch that's there. And we've given away that the lever needs to go on there because of those 2. So people shouldn't get it wrong. If they do get it wrong, it's not going to work. Because you could put a lever on there, which would activate the redstone behind it. And a torch on there, which would activate the redstone behind it. But putting a torch on there isn't going to do anything. So you need to make sure that you put them on the right spots. But it's not that difficult. Now, if we go above here, all we need to do is make sure that we can actually get up and out and above this redstone. So maybe we should activate everything first, shouldn't we? Activate that one. And activate these 2. Opens up the door. Really cool base door as well. Now, can I get up here and get around and ignore the redstone so I can go from here and jump up onto here? I can put these around here. And then have, I don't know, pillar blocks to go on top of the pistons or something like that. Put that there. That's pretty good design, at least on those 4 corners. What we need to do is I need to get to the height above it, quartz. We'll get these ones to go on top of here. Now this is the floor that we need to get onto. This is the block level. If we used, what blocks would we use down there? Red wool, quartz. I think maybe stone brick would probably be the best. So we'll put this around here. And this is going to be where our treasure is going to be. The ink. We're just going to use a squid ink sack and rename it for the speed that we need to get through the hurricane. By the way, I think a lot of you are getting a little bit confused. The ship will not move. I know that might be disappointing to some of you. But, you know, we're building up to this ship to get us off the island. The ship will not move. Yes, you could do it with command blocks, but it would take a longer time than anybody could ever believe. You have to do a command for each block. It's just nuts. It's completely insane. It would... I don't know. I don't know if I could even do it. It would take probably months, if not years, to be able to get a ship to move 3 or 4 blocks. A big ship, you know, one of our style, like decent sized ships, nothing like small one. But anyway, so we can get, so it's not going to move, it's just going to be a standard ship. So you go from here onto here, we can get up onto here, and all we need to do is get up 1 more level. So I don't know, we could have something like just a stair would do. Stair there and a stair there. Let's put a could I squeeze a stair in like that? I can. Beautiful. Maybe one underneath here. Not that way. Okay, perfect. So get onto there. Oops. Up here. Boom. And we're on the top layer. Away from any redstone. We can't see anything that we're not meant to see. And then we can just dress up this room to look nice. So we can have that. Coming around here. I think stone brick is a nice one to a nice block to stand on at the top level. It's a little bit more of a special block over cobblestone, isn't it? And blends in with everything else that we've sort of got in the area. I don't think we need this to be a round room at the top here. We can have multiple rewards up here if we wanted to. In fact, we could have chest. We could have 4 chests. 1, 2, 3, 4. One will have the ink sac that we need in. The renamed ink sac. Another one could have a sword in. Another one could have some money in to be able to buy some cool stuff. And then I don't know. The last one can be. I'll let you guys think of something. You're definitely better at me at that kind of thing. So let's dress this up now. Not too many blocks that we need to worry about here. Because we only need to go, I don't know, 4 blocks high, something like that. 4 blocks would be a nice height. That one. And that one. Pillar. Quartz is such a beautiful block in this texture, man. It's wonderful. That one, that one. That one, that one. That one, that one. I think it would actually be nicer to move these chests back into there as well. It sort of makes them look, makes the room look a little bit more smooth, doesn't it? Make sure we have a block underneath the chests as well. Trying to build in such a small area is not fun. And it's a really hot day today as well, so I'm starting to sweat, I think. Not good for face cabs. Stairs, we've got stairs already. To go above here, that allows us to still open up the chest. And then a normal quartz block. Oops. No! No, 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 no. Why? Oh, why do I have a water bucket on my hotbar? I have no idea. Why would I? What would possess me to have a water bucket on me? There you go. It's fixed. Let me up. Stop. Don't start messing me about because you will lose. I will just bin the whole series. I wouldn't. Okay. We want to curve this around. I think we need one more block to go around the top here. Maybe just normal quartz blocks. Ow. I am going to have to round the room off a little bit by the looks. Okay. That adds a bit of cool design to it then. 1, 2 blocks. 1, 2 blocks. That one and that one. 1, 2. That one. And that one. Beautiful. Okay. We're still in a circle. That's a good thing. That one and that one. I think pillars. There and there. There and there. 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 They're just filling in the gaps now. Nothing complicated. I'm sure you guys can come up with some better designs than what I'm coming up with here. But it's definitely going to do exactly what we want. It's a nice sort of completionist, small room at the top so you can't miss anything. If you make a reward room too big, there's a good chance that people are going to miss things that they need or what they should have earned from doing what task they had. But the smaller the room, the less likely that that's going to happen. So we need some a roof on here and we need some lighting. I think what we're going to do is we're going to put a line of these blocks around first. And then have the lighting above that. Oops. Oops. Okay. Beautiful. And again, like everything, when it gets smaller, when it gets smaller, the higher it gets quicker because each level doesn't take as long. Let's grab some glowstone. We've got the perfect height to be able to put this glowstone in on. Oh yeah, that sounds good. Slab. That sounds like a really good idea. We'll have these going around the side. And then maybe glowstone in on that level or one level further back. I don't know yet. We could have a glowstone in there, 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 and there. That definitely lights up the room more than what we need. So then we can fill in the rest with the slabs. There's plenty more light than what we need. And I think that's all of them. Beautiful. And there we are at the top. Now, I think it would be better for us to fill in at least these blocks around the side here. I know they don't need to be there. But we can fill that one in and that one in. I can't fill that one in because that's the one that you jump up onto. But I think that looks much better now. It looks like a really cool room. And again, we can have our squid and everything in there. That's all we've got time for, though, this episode. I'm really, really chuffed on how this looks. If I remove these again. Good, it all closes up correctly. That one and that one. And it's all ready to go. It's all ready to be played and to be parkoured upon. We shall see you guys in the next episode.